We're slowly connecting. Internet connection is slow. We're slowly connecting. It's weird. I'm hoping this reacts to it. We're slowly connecting. Internet connection is slow. Oh my gosh. It's weird. Everyone, thank you. Hold on. Everyone, just we're going through technical changes real quick. Um, live. All right. Okay. It's always something, man. It's always something. Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to my channel real quick.
Yeah, everything's working live on YouTube. I'm watching it now.
Okay. Here we go. Hey everyone. We're just getting started. Sorry, hold on. Just getting ready. I just had to cut that down so people can. I'm going to send the link out again real quick because people are like going to ask me, "Hey, wait a sec, we didn't see you," and so it's weird. It's weird how this thing sets up, but it's live, so I'm going to send the link out again real quick because people are like going to.
Whose audio is on?
No, was that? No. I just. It's always funny, people, when we start these links, we're still having technical problems and all that stuff. So hold on. And we're sending out. I'm sending out invites. Hold on. Everybody, welcome. We're about to start the show up in a couple minutes. We're just starting a little bit behind time. This is what happens when you do a live show, and we're going to have a couple special guests show up real quick. Hold on. We are live. Boom. You gotta love this technology, people. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And so, hold on. Let me just make sure I sent everyone the links. Okay. So we're gonna go back here to the other room. There we go. Oh Lord. Lord. There we go. Hey, there we go. Hey everyone, how's it going? We're about to get ready to start right now. Okay. Listen, we didn't see you, and so it's weird. Okay, here we go. How's it going today, everyone? Okay. And one more thing I need to do. You gotta love technology, people. You gotta love it. For one thing or another, you gotta love it. I tell you, goes without fail. All right, here we go. Copy. And then at this point, I've stopped being nervous and stopped stressing. When things don't go 100%, you make lemonade out of lemons, or whatever you want to call it. Just having a moment. Okay. Had to send the right people the right oops, sent it to the wrong people. Hold on. No, I think I did send it to the right person. I think I said, oh wait, hold on. No, I didn't. No. God, I hope I sent this to the right person. Okay. Okay. Hey everyone, what's going on? It is Wednesday, October 28th. We are live with yours truly with some of the cast of A Planetary Step, the Orville fan series that's going to be coming out next month. I'm here with the director himself, Jason Richardson of J1 Studios, along with some of the cast members. I have Kelly Davis, who plays as Valdor, who is our head of security on the Eisenberg. We got Adia Moran, who plays as Dr. Lori Green, head of medical. And we got Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky himself, Magnus Hammerhand, Lieutenant Thomas Hall, who plays as our Happy-Go-Lucky navigator. So how's it going tonight, guys?
Oh, it's great.
How about you?
Not too bad.
Hey, all right. So we're getting ready to get this show started. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to probably reiterate this a couple times. If you have any questions that you want to ask the cast and all, I'll be back and forth checking your questions. So please don't hesitate to ask. And hold on, let me cut this down a little bit. Because, my phone is going to be going off and letting me know that I got incoming messages. So we're going to let everyone know in the comments, in the comment section, ask anything you like to the cast. And we're also going to be talking about some upcoming stuff that's coming up with the with our series and everything else. First off, I want to send a special, well, I already kind of wished him, but I'm going to wish him another happy birthday to Seth MacFarlane, the creator of the Orville, Family Guy, and a whole bunch of other great stuff. Basically, I want to wish him a happy birthday again. His birthday was a couple days ago. Hold on, we got another person coming in. One of our head writers of A Planetary Step. We got the one and only civic-minded himself, Brian Lessick. And he should be showing up any minute now. His thing is coming in and everything else. Like I said, I said earlier in the thing that I was going to have people come in, special guests and everything else. There he is. And, and as you see, he's not only he's masked up for just this event, but he's also promoting our show and everything else. I love it. I love it.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Felt like Darth Helmet. I couldn't breathe in that thing.
How's it going today, man? How's it going today, Brian?
Doing all right. Living the dream, man. How's everybody out there in that planetary step world?
We are doing good. Some people are catching this late because of the fact that I'm still learning how to work Zoom with YouTube, and listen, there's no shame in my game. So I try to let the audience know, like, hey, look, I'm learning as I go. The show gets better and better. We got now over 1,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for the love and support. We're trying to just keep it going. We're trying to keep that momentum going. We want to show our love for the fandom of the Orville, and at the same time, keep that motivation going, because we know that next year, the Orville is making its return. There's been people that had doubts, it got canceled and all. It didn't get canceled. It's only in production, status right now, where they're working behind the scenes because during this COVID time, they're not really having too much going on. And it's only smart. It's health-wise, it's going to look out for the people, production-wise, and everything. But they are working on visual effects and everything behind the scenes. They already got 5 episodes already in the can, so they got more episodes coming. So just, be on the lookout, because we got a lot more stuff coming up with that. In a few minutes, we're going to be talking about what's coming up. We're going to be talking about upcoming episodes and stuff without giving anything away. We got a whole bunch of surprises. We're going to be doing some giveaways next month as well for the people that have been loyal to this channel, and people that have been showing their mad support to us. We're going to be doing some giveaways next month. We'll get more in details next month. I'm going to get ready to start talking to Jason. And hold on, let me just make sure that we got everyone here, because again, people are just finding out that we were live because the link was set up wrong. So I'm just trying to let everyone know where they can find us and everything else, because again, things happen and we want to make sure that people are tuning in and everything else. So again, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be answering them here on my phone and then throwing you guys some questions. So starting off, Jason.
Yes.
Since you are a director, how's the production part of the series been going?
Well, it's hell. So like that's just how I do. Like it's the worst. I'm tired all the time. I cry a lot, and now I have a drinking problem. So outside of that, everything else has been going well. We've been moving along, and I haven't had to yell at everybody too often. I do scream into a pillow every now and then. I've been learning. I'm learning to have love and patience in my heart
and coping skills.
Yeah. A lot of crying, but no, I'm loving working with everyone we can due to the limitations of the pandemic. We have to do kind of like it's like magic piecemeal, like we're just like we're shooting everybody almost individually to magically morph everyone into the same shot to make it look like people know each other. But again, it's cool. It's good every now and then getting wonderful wonderful feedback from the crew. And a lot of people don't know about the directing process of it, but sometimes you have to go off script to make a shot work. There's one idea that you have when you're like coming up with the concept, then it's like whisper down the lane. You come up with the concept, you start writing it, then you actually start filming it, then you edit it, and then you're like, all right, this is a little different from what you started with. But for the most part, if everybody is like you guys, I love you guys. You guys are cool. I know all of you. We've all held each other like big spoon, little spoon at some point in our lives. So I can deal with y'all. I'm glad, and I've known
I
Eric.
feel all warm and fuzzy now.
Look, I want to just
He
show
can
that I
deal
love
with us.
Yeah. I can, like a father, the new father I am. I've learned to deal with people. And tolerate. No, but you guys are awesome. But again, I've worked with Brian in filming. Like actually, Brian's been an actor in projects of mine.
Right.
I've had Eric. I think that's it when it comes to like direct filming. But like I've known half of you for too long. Too long. But yeah, no, like I said, everything's going well. There's obviously some weird dynamics you have to do when you're doing it during a pandemic. Difficult to do on location ideas. And you have to be an extra level of creative on the fly. Right. Because there's little things that it could be anything. Just give you after this, I'll let you guys talk again. But
well, hold on before you even go further. Shout out on some of the people that are tuning in right now. People are starting to come in. Yes, and again, shout out to you. Thank you for always showing the love. Thank you to Orville Nation, PJ. We love you, man. Always good, man. Thank you always for the love and support. If you don't know PJ, check out Orville Nation. Orville Nation is one of the ones besides Egotastic Fun Time that set the tone for Orville fandom. check out, subscribe to his channel, show the love and support. Definitely yes and again. Thank you for the love. Again, guys, just a quick reminder. Any questions you guys have, please ask in the live chat. We're going to throw the questions you guys to the cast, to the production crew. Anything you want to ask, this is the opportunity to ask, or anything you want to suggest for upcoming episodes that we're working on going into the new year. So we're working hard on season 1. So anything you guys want to ask us, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. You don't want to miss the opportunity. So please ask. Okay, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah. Yes, ask questions. The one thing that people need to understand is the dynamic of lighting. Lighting changes every second. Like even in an indoor location, if you do not have a giant studio set, and when I say giant studio set, I've worked on shots. We've had outdoor scenes and other projects that I've worked on. We've had when I say studio size stuff, we're talking like warehouse, like a big old warehouse that you could layer it in green screen, and like there's at least 20 to 30 like studio lights on like the center so that there's no shadows. Shadows change once you flick your hair. Shadows change. You think you're standing in the same spot,
right?
But you might pivot just like a little bit to the left, and now your face is like split in half, and it's just like this crazy darkness because it's reflecting off of a wall. Like that stuff right there is insane, and it changes. Lighting is super important when filming because it creates clarity in your video footage. It also sets mood. Like there's so many things with that. And all of you, for the most part, have dealt with me like fiddling with your faces and or lighting or something, because somehow
you've done that with me a lot of times, but it never had anything to do with lighting. I mean,
oh yeah, I fiddle with your face all the time.
It's the scruff. It's the scruff. It's just fun,
No, it is. But yeah, like that is a number one thing in anything, filmmaking, video, like production, like when it comes to anything that has to do with a camera and recording, like or for even photography, especially photography, like lighting is number one. If you don't have enough lighting, that could be a problem. Yes, and we will talk more on the face fiddling later. I will give it back to you, Eric. You take it from here.
So Brian, because we're gonna be first off, shout out to a lot of people that are just tuning in. Shout out to first off our other fellow cast member, Lady J, because she was a little bit under the weather. She's joining us via through the comment section, so she'll probably try to answer some questions while we are setting things up. She plays as Lieutenant Commander Jess Tyler, our head of engineering on the series. So shout out to Mindhunger. I hope I said it right. Is it Mindhunger? Like Sock. I love that. Sock. Corny. Is it Karina?
Corinne. It looks like Corinne. Yeah, Corinne.
I don't have my glasses on. So Corinne, hey, what's going on? Again, guys, we are just getting everything underway. So basically, people have been asking like what we got coming up for the series, and I've been kind of keeping it tight-lipped. I've been kind of keeping it low-key. One of the things, one of the requests that one of the fans asked us a while back was to have a Halloween special. And so before I get into that, we got another special guest that's about to come on, and one of my really good friends and love of the Orville, and I have to bring him on right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you from Egotastic Fun Time, the man, the myth, the legend, because it's always egotastic when he comes into a room. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the one and only JP.
Hey, I had to figure out which camera was going to start up on me.
Yeah, you notice how to do the long intro that gets you revved up like, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring and everything
Coming to
else.
the ring, weighing in at way too damn much. This corner.
Weighing at quarantine weight.
I'm down 20 pounds, luckily,
Yes.
but I got a lot more to go.
I'm up.
Now people don't know.
I was up, and I said, no, this isn't going to work.
Now, people don't know that JP is also one of our supporting cast members. He also was one of the original cast members from the pilot episode. He plays as Lieutenant Commander Alex Stevens. And so JP decided to come in from Egotastic Fun Time just to come in and see how everybody's doing and talking about all the latest stuff that's going on. JP, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Nothing much. It's Wednesday. I had some soup today. Oh, you mean what's going on in the world? I'm waiting for some more.
No.
I'm waiting for
Tell me about the soup.
The soup. Yeah,
The soup.
Tell me about the soup.
It was a healthy pot roast soup. I think it might have been Campbell's Chunky, maybe. I can't remember. And but it was what I like to call delicious.
Hold on. Shout out to Sock, aka Mary. She's one of my classmates. She's in my Do Better University class that Jay Lee basically is our teacher. So shout out to her because she's showing her love and support to a fellow classmate. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it. Or should I say Sock? So JP,
yeah,
what's going on in the world of Egotastic Fun Time, and what did you hear on your end dealing with the Orville?
Well, the Orville, I'm pretty sure they're just still waiting to be able to get everything in place so they can go back safely. I have worries about that, because it seems like the virus is getting worse worldwide right now.
Yeah.
That we're getting that third wave. And so I know that they were hoping to get back this month in October. October's almost done and things are getting worse news-wise. So I don't know what that's going to do. They are going to get it done. They got half of it done. It will be coming, and it's going to be big and it's going to be huge, as we know. I have just no idea when they're going to be able to get back in there, though.
Yeah, I was talking with John Cassar last week when I had him on the show, and who's the head executive producer of the show and one of the directors for season 2. And John was like, he was saying that, definitely is going to happen with everything that's going on right now. It's hard to say, but they are working on it. They got the visual people working at home, working on the episode. He said it's mind-boggling. People are going to be blown away. And the fact that now Seth added an additional 20 minutes to the series on each episode. So now
they're all about an hour or more.
Yeah, so it's going to be a full-on series like watching a movie. Each episode is going to be like watching a movie. So I'm excited about that. Also for those people that don't know about what you do, JP, tell the audience what you do and let people know where they can find you and all. Because I want people to know that JP is the one that started it. JP is one of the ones that started.
I have a really dumb YouTube channel called Egotastic Fun Time, which I cover. The thing I cover the most, and I have for the last 3 years, is the Orville. Talking about the Orville, bringing Orvillians together to have conversations and have fun and talk about the show that we love, but also anytime there's news or anything like that, I try to make a fun video about it. I also do little sketches and parody songs for the Orville. I have a great relationship with production. They're all amazing people. I'm not able to put out as many videos about the Orville specifically as I would like because, we're on hold right now, but I still got stuff in the works and I still come out with, every month I'm doing the Orville comic book. Season 2.5 is currently being released the last couple months. The next one comes out, I think next week. And so I do live readings of that when they come out. And, in the last comic that came out, which was Launch Day Part 2, I kind of turned it into a little mini episode just to give people a little bit. I didn't go as far as I want to go with it. I really want to set it up like an episode, like with the same beats and the intro and the credits on the screen at the right moments and stuff like that. But that takes a lot of work. But also, I talk about Star Trek and all that good stuff. Right now, it's Star Trek and Mandalorian time.
Yeah, I'm real excited about that. And speaking of which, Kelly, I'm going to be talking to you about that too, because that's how we met through our fandom of Star Trek. One of the things that a lot of people don't know also that you're also one of our technical advisors. And basically, like with Brian, I have two Brians as my head writers. You got Brian Lessick and you got Brian Terranova. So I always say Terranova, or I'll say Lessick or Civic. So for both of you,
Or Jackass, and that's when I know he's talking to me.
so for both of you, for Brian on your end, as far as like, for example, putting together Halloween Sword, when you're writing a story, what are some of the things that you both look for as far as putting out good quality story, as well as making sure that we stay in the perimeters of showing like that we're true to the Orville, but at the same time with you, JP, being a technical advisor, how is it that we can marry it where people are like really satisfied, or at least we try to be?
Well, I think the one good thing about sci-fi in general, and one thing that's really great specifically about the Orville and even Star Trek Next Generation and some of those, it's the way that they really work to recontextualize a lot of things that we take for granted, a lot of things that we deal with in the 21st century, or things that are still applicable in the distant future. These shows can address various topics. They can integrate different themes. They can explore different tropes. And some of this stuff is timeless. So, specifically when we started talking about, for example, like the Halloween episode, which, was born, I think from like a fan suggestion, it really opened up an opportunity to do something really super cool. And I just remember, Eric, our writers meeting, I can't help but to smile thinking about it too, because it's ridiculous fun. And without giving anything away, I was just super happy when I saw what was coming out of that, because I love when directors and writers and actors just run with stuff. Like, you give them an outline. I know, yeah, look at Jason, yeah, preening over there. But it's really cool when it's really cool to see just how everybody kind of makes these things their own. And I think that's really what's special about the Orville in general and about the fans, is that there's a piece of the Orville in all of us. I think there's something really alluring. We put ourselves into the characters, we feel what they go through, and we identify with certain characters more than others. But I think that even like on a microcosmic level like that, you just look at like what the actors do, especially in like fan projects and things like this. It's neat to just kind of see, some of us who are maybe trained actors, maybe some not, maybe just on a hobbyist level, but when they put their all into something, it just is so fun. It's so cool to see the metamorphosis happen. You see the creative juices flowing, and you just get this really, really cool project going. So yeah, I totally forget what the question was, but
no,
that's
you
my
hit it right on
answer.
the money. I mean, with JP, when you look at some of the writings, like I know I've shared some scripts with you for upcoming shows. As a technical advisor, because some people on the outside looking in, they're like, well, what is a technical advisor? What do you look for when you're looking at the writings for the episodes? What do you look for? Even when we did the pilot, what are some of the key things as a technical advisor for you that you look for to make sure the story is solid?
Well, two things that I look for. First off, the simple thing is just, does any of this go against what we know so far of the Orville, or does it go against it in a way where it's like, I mean, here's the thing: you have so much room to expand. We just know what's going on that ship. There's a whole other Union. There's thousands of ships out there in the Union. There's other discoveries to be made. So there's a lot of you got so much room to do pretty much almost anything you want, as long as which is great. I just, don't have transporters that are on the ships, but other aliens can have them, things like that. That's awesome. But the other thing I look for is tone.
Okay.
Because you can go damn serious with the Orville universe, but you got to make sure you have a little bit of lightness and comedy in there as well, but not too much of it, that type of thing. And then I just look for because you can tell certain characters are supposed to match a certain vibe from the actual show, the Orville. So I was like, does the dialogue jive that way, or can I say it to myself in a way that I'm like, yeah, I can hear somebody in the Orville saying that line that way. So I look for that thing. So far, it's a very easy job.
He said easy job.
It's a very easy job so far.
I'll take the compliment.
Yeah, good job.
Anything that's been challenging for you so far? Because right now, between the writers, we pretty much belted out almost the entire season 1 with the arc and everything else. And without revealing anything, has it been a real big challenge for you, or would you say you guys feel like you hit it out the ballpark? Or as far as the writing aspect goes, Ryan?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know who the question was to.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I meant for the writers.
I mean, I'll stop with. I got to merge this question with something that JP just said because I think it's important. First of all, I think the writing's going along awesome, and Brian Terranova, I mean, he's ridiculously talented. He raises the bar, and I always try to raise the bar with him. So, there's not like a one-upsmanship, but I think we push each other to really put out the best product we can. But something that JP said that I think is really important is the tone. And that's always something we keep in mind. You never want to crowbar in a joke. You never want to force drama where there's not. You don't want to do anything unnatural. You want to be true to the characters. You want to be true to the theme. You want to make everything make sense in a 3-act storytelling construct. I mean, these are just basic writing rules, but sometimes I think when you get people, and thank God for JP's involvement, because sometimes when you get so many people involved, you start to like lose your aim sometimes. Like my script might be misinterpreted or reinterpreted by a director. He might then interpret it differently to an actor. It's a process. It really trickles down through a lot of people. There's a lot of gatekeepers. So having people like JP on board who are knowledgeable about, the mythos of the Orville, that's imperative. You have to have that. I mean, I think we all know the show very well. I think we're all probably current in the show, but it's always still good to keep in mind, like, the future applicability. You don't want to, write something that in a year it's going to be like overtly contradicted by a major plot point or something. So, we really do try to divorce ourselves to some degree from an over reliance in what's already been established, but yet pay respect to it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And also most of the stuff that's been established just applies to the ship, the Orville.
Well, one of the questions I got a question here from one of the fans, Sock. She wanted to know, is the fan series written episodic or serial? And that was addressed to you, Brian.
It's episodic, and I think that we do. How shall I answer that, Eric? Because the answer to that is yes. No, it's I think it's written very close to the spirit of the Orville. I'll leave it at that. Some things are one-offs. Some things, maybe there's a continuing theme, a recurring character, something. We do try to explore the myriad of storytelling methods. I mean, some stuff is like, look, I mean, you can watch the Orville, and some episodes, I don't want to call it like a throwaway, but they're like a one-off episode. Like, whatever happens is going to be, it's going to be exclusive to whatever happens in that episode. So there's nothing that happened before it that really influences it. It's not building on like, a spin-off episode, a follow-up or anything. It's just a standalone story. But other times, maybe there are elements that maybe they'll build upon certain things. I guess the bottom line is you need to watch it.
Which is a good answer, which is a very good answer.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to ask, without revealing anything. Now, we just finished filming a Halloween special that involves Adia and Magnus. Without revealing anything, how did it feel when you were reading the script and bringing those characters to life for the first time? Because people are going to see you, Adia, for the first time. They're going to be introduced to your character. Magnus, not so much, but more or less it was directed about your character. But in reading the script, how did you feel the writing, and how did it affect you to bring out the character, to make that character come to life?
Well, first of all, the writing was excellent and the directing was fabulous. And that's right. My first time, well, reading the script, it was my first impression of just simply reading the script just as it is. I knew right then it was tight, like it was all together, everything was set. And after a couple rereads, that's right, Brian, after a couple rereads, I literally had a picture in my mind of sections, with that whole writer thing in mind. I said, okay, he's here, boo, 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 boo. Okay. And then once I chunked that together mentally, that's when I knew from there, even if I didn't know the whole script or all my lines right away, where you were going with that. So I was able to see past just the words on the page. So the strong writing and the strong direction really helped out a lot. And so when it came to, like you said, that whole thing with the filtering, the trickle down and whispering down the lane, I think all that happened when we filmed that episode when we were going through a lot of stuff. So it was interesting to go through, okay, dry run. Well, this looks easy, sounds easy. Yeah, it's real straight to the point. And then you get to that other level and it's like, take 99 and you're going, I have remembered my lines this morning. Did I remember that? Did I say that line right before? So those things go through after the hour, and then the next hour, or whatever period of time it takes to complete an episode. So having to keep that level of energy up as you go, that was a challenge. It was a good challenge. I'm up for the challenge, and overall, it was a lot of fun, though. It was really a lot of fun.
And Magnus, without revealing anything, people got a chance to see some sneak peek pictures. Shout out to Tom Constantino for sharing some of our behind the scenes pictures. People got a chance to see you, but not see you, without without revealing anything. How did it? Did you have a lot of fun? And what did you think? Like, do you think you were like? I don't want to reveal anything, but it was a lot of fun. But I mean, for you, did you have a lot of fun doing it?
Oh, it was catastic. It was lots of fun. It was it was a challenge to see because not being able to see, so I couldn't interact a lot like I would want to. So it was a little bit of a challenge to overcome the not being able to emote as I would like to. Uh, but yeah, the script made it so I could come through and really help Adia with her character, and she owned everything about that whole script. So it was all about her, and it was awesome.
Well, you were great too. I was thinking about when you were talking about sight, and I thought about how you used your mind's eye to see into the character.
For those people that don't know what they're talking about, when you see the episode, you'll get it. You'll get it. One thing I want to ask JP. JP, what do you think about the fandom? Because with Star Trek Discovery coming out and everything else, how do you think the fans are going to react overall? Like, what do you think about with Discovery now coming out? Because how fans can be fickle at times.
No, not at all.
And for promoting something that's positive that you promote, I want to pick your brain real quick, because like Kelly, myself, like we're all basically, most of us are all here are Star Trek fans, and we were inspired, just like Seth was, to do to do something that was paying homage to Star Trek, but at the same time, very optimistic, very positive. How do you feel, especially what we're trying to attempt and what we've been doing, as far as what you've been reading? Give us your take, because you have a better perspective on it as well.
On the Orville fandom?
Overall fandom, like when it comes to Orville, Star Trek, what is your perspective on it?
Oh, positive people put out positive vibes, and negative people put out negative vibes, no matter what it is. Mm-hmm. The Orville fandom, which isn't necessarily always Star Trek fandom, though of course there's a huge crossover. Everybody for the most part loves the Orville. The hardcore Orville fandom is the best fandom out there. Absolutely the best fandom out there. The most supportive, the most giving, the most happiest people, wanting to celebrate the show. Very rarely, do you say, "Oh, I really like this moment of an episode. And they're like, yeah, I like that too. But there was this one thing I really didn't like. I have to tell everybody about it. I'm like, oh, you didn't like the color of the drapes? Okay, thanks for sharing. And of course, we don't have that quite with Star Trek anymore, but of course, some of that has to do with just how the internet escalates everything, and everybody, the squeakiest wheel gets the grease. But yeah, the Orville gives people that optimistic, more utopian, though it's bringing up some very hardcore ideas. The social mirror aspect that the Orville puts up is really top-notch stuff, talking about some really hardcore issues. But it has a nice space adventure around it, so a lot of people don't realize they're being taught a lesson sometimes, which is a lot of fun. And
well, I like how it's always been hidden, because like you and I, I like to think you and I we like to promote positivity within the fandom, because there's a lot of, and I've said this before, and just like you have done on Egotastic Fun Time, there's too much toxicity.
Yeah,
I always say toxicity.
Yeah, the toxicity of our Trekkies.
Yeah,
Trekkies. Toxicities of our Trekkies.
Well, not just in Star Trek, Star Wars, and everything else. So we're trying to, what I'm trying to just basically make sure that we touch on is the positive aspect of our fandom. And we know realistically we can't please everyone, but for what we're doing on a shoestring budget, and we're putting something together because we have a love for what we do, as far as our love for the Orville, our love for our fandom, period. We try to promote, because I feel that when you're just trying to do stuff for clicks and likes, and all you're doing is promoting negativity, it's just, after a while where do you go from there? Here we're trying to just do something positive, and we got a bunch of great people together that believe in what it's all about. And so for you guys, for the cast, for the writers, for Jason, everyone has been putting in their positive sides to this. So I think it's important people should understand that we're doing this because we're not doing it for making money and all that. We're not doing it for likes. We're not doing it for anything but showing.
Yeah, you won't make any money unless you complain about stuff. And that's why my channel doesn't grow as quickly as it used to, because I was like, I want to be more positive. And so right there, people are like, nah, I want to go over to where somebody's yelling at something. I still say negative, stuff. I still not going to say negative. I talk about stuff that I'm like, oh, I really like this, like with new Star Trek. I'm like, okay, I really like this, what they did here. Here's some stuff I didn't like, but I'm always rooting for them to win me over. Hopefully they can. Here's some alternate ideas that I've come up with, blah, blah, blah. Maybe we'll see how it goes. But right now, this thing I'm not digging it, but this thing I am. There's a difference between being, giving out constructive criticism or just trying to be a jerk. It's like, which one? There's totally two ways to do it. The Orville fandom, even though I'm not really into sports ball, the Orville fandom almost feels like we're rooting for our favorite team. It's like we get together and no matter what, we're going for that team. We're tailgating these episodes and stuff like that. So it has more of that vibe, which is nice, because I've never had that before. Because I don't follow sports.
Same here. But Kelly, you also, because you and I met in Vegas, Star Trek Vegas, a year or so ago, or a year and a half ago. For you being a hardcore fan, because I know how much love you have for Trek. How does it feel to expand your horizons and getting into the world of the Orville from being such a hardcore fan of Trek? And do you feel there's a difference, or do you feel it's pretty much the same vibe, or what is your thoughts on it?
Well, for me, it wasn't a big leap, because the Orville kind of embodies everything that drew me to Star Trek in the first place. We're just dealing with a whole different sandbox. So and I won't compare the two, because they both stand on their own, but there's a commonality that it wasn't a hard leap for me becoming a big fan of the Orville. Wasn't a hard leap at all.
Okay, so with you being in the Orville series and you're playing, a strong character that you're playing as Valdor, like, what are your thoughts on it? Like, how do you feel? Because, some people are like, oh, so who's he playing as, and is he going to be like Worf? Because people that don't know from the Star Trek community know you as Lieutenant Commander Worf because you do a hardcore, like Michael Dorn had to even take a second, had to double look, like, hey, what am I doing over there? Whoa, is that my stunt double? So how's that feel to be, to be a character not similar to Worf, but in that same realm? Like, how does that feel?
Well, I mean, you can't help but want to try and make a comparison between the two because it kind of goes naturally, I think. But as far as my character, and I'll admit even myself, it's hard to not want to cherry pick a few things and kind of mix them in the blender there too. So so I mean, there might be some things where you go, hey, that kind of reminds me a little bit of XYZ, but not really. So I think it's pretty natural to want to kind of have a comparison. Just, I mean, by simple fact of being a fan of Star Trek and the Orville, that you're going to make a comparison.
And the whole point of the Orville at the beginning was to springboard into, off of Star Trek and then go its own way, which it totally has. But
Right.
it started off as an homage, and now it is its own world, its own story, its own everything.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember when I first heard about the Orville, and I didn't watch it initially for maybe like a couple episodes, and my friends were asking me, how do you like the Orville? How do you like it? I'm like, I haven't watched it yet. I just didn't get around to it. And they're like, you really have to watch this. And I said, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like it's a parody of Star Trek. And they were all very quick to correct me. They're like, it's not. Then they're like, well, you really like Seth MacFarlane's work. You love Star Trek. You love this kind of stuff. Why are you not watching this? And then when I finally did get around to seeing it, I was like, wow, yeah, this is a different flavor. I mean, it's really a mixed bag, but it's mixed so well. And I love that the comedy is well timed. And that was my big concern. I was like, I don't want another campy show to watch. Like,
well, they marketed it as Galaxy Quest, basically.
And see, that's where I was literally just about to say, unpopular opinion again, but I did not like Galaxy Quest. I'm like one of the few people. I know. I'm just saying it was just a little. Maybe it just hasn't aged well. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, I think the Orville does it right. I really do. Hopefully, we do too.
Yeah. So Magnus, with you being the character that people are gonna, I got a feeling, and without trying to give away anything, I got a feeling you may be our MacGuffin, you may be our Baby Yoda, and people will find out when you watch the series why you may be our Baby Yoda. This big guy.
I'm in a little pod with the whole episode. I just get carted around in little pods and everything.
Yeah. So you being also a Star Trek fan and an Orville fan, for you, like, and you're one of the more positive entities I've grown to know and appreciate and admire. You and I worked together when we were doing my Star Trek series, fan series and all. Then that's how we met. I met this big menacing dude, like, and then he's like a big teddy bear. So, like, as far as you, what is your perspective of it? As far as being a fan of both, like, how do you feel about that?
Well, I actually kind of think of it as, it has the Galaxy Quest, +1 kind of feel to it, but I also kind of equate it to a kind of like a in between the original series Star Trek and Next Generation, where it's like, you could almost put it in that, you got the adventure and the social commentary in the beginning, and then you go into all the technology, and then kind of diplomatic aspect and morality of Next Generation.
I'm sorry, Orville Nation already said they want a Magnus action figure for Christmas. Oh my God! There's no picture. I'm sorry, everybody, but you have to, when you see Magnus's character on the series, you'll understand.
I at least want a T-shirt.
Oh my God!
I'll buy that for $1.
Oh my gosh! So, Jason, I'm gonna jump to you. for someone that is director of our series and stuff, our series director, what are the key elements? Because I know you and I go back and forth when we're filming, and while you're filming, and we're talking about, well, wait, we gotta. But what do you look for? Because I mean, so far with the trailer, with the teaser trailer, with the pilot episode, what do you look for as far as the quality of the series? What is your hope to do? What is your goal with the series?
I necessarily don't want to mimic a series. But at the same time, I want to keep some pieces that are familiar. Uh, I because of, I mean, honestly, because of budget and even with the pandemic does change how you have to shoot stuff and how you have to film. Like, so every
That's more of a challenge for you.
yeah, because there's there's a mindset that comes with it. Like, you already come in with like a I know I can't do this thing. I know we can't, like, even thinking ahead is like thinking ahead of not just the stuff we've worked on recently, but like knowing what we are going to work on. It's like locations, and like we have to do location spotting and like all that other stuff, all that pre-planning. And then you have to make contingency plans just in case this pandemic, this lockdown gets crazier. It's like, all right, well, there goes that location. So like now we got to figure out a way to kind of like either make a new set or like, just kind of change the story a bit. Like right now, everything is so.
And also, one thing I want to throw out there, because people don't realize, we're dealing with real life where people have regular jobs and everything else. So that's the other thing that we have to take in consideration. I think the original goal, a lot of people don't know, it is not easy to put together a series under the circumstances that we're under. The fact that we were able to pull off like the Halloween special and episode 1 was a miracle in itself, because the original goal pre-COVID was we were trying to get at least 2 to 3 episodes done, like at least 3 episodes completed going into the new year. And because of COVID, because of life situations, we had to alter some stuff. And we're still going to be putting out something to get everyone talking, to keep everyone hungry, not just only for Orville fans, but also for people that become fans of the series. So that's the one thing I think for me as a creator of the show, as one of the producers of the show, I think that's where, for me, it can be taxing. It motivates me because the creativity aspect of it is like, okay, how can we work around it? Because imagine if we didn't have COVID. Oh my God, we'd be so deep into it. It's not even funny. So I want people to understand that, because we know for a fact that we like to think that people are going to really like what they see. But we also want people to understand that despite everything that's going on, we want to be able to put something out there. And also to keep the Orville fans hungry, to keep the Orville fans optimistic and positive, because things are about to really kick in high gear. And come next year, I think people are going to be very happy. First, we got to get through these next 2 months. So once we get through these next 2 months, I'll be happy. And I think a lot of us on here will be very happy. So we're going to be, I'm going to see if anyone wants to ask any questions, because we're going to be closing this shortly. If there's anyone that's on the live chat that wants to ask any more questions, this is your opportunity. One of the things I will say to people is that, like I said, next month, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I got some merchandise coming that's going to be giveaways for people that have been loyal to us, people that have been fans, showing support not only to just my channel, but to Egotastic Fun Time, Orville Nation. It's our way of saying thank you. So stay tuned for that. We got a lot more new episodes coming up. Somewhere along the holidays, we're going to take maybe a 2-week break and then get back into the swing, probably after the episode airs. But for right now, first off, before we go any further, since I'm waiting for questions to be asked, JP, where can people find you at? and subscribe and everything else, where can people find you at?
You can find me at Egotastic Fun Time, or just go to Google and type in the Orville. You'll find me down there somewhere.
Okay. And
Fingers
don't
crossed.
you have a Twitch channel, Patreon?
Same thing, Egotastic Fun Time, all over the www dots, you guys.
Okay.
Egotastic Fun Time.
I have a
Okay.
question for Kelly.
Yeah.
This whole time I'm watching this, I can't figure out what's behind you. Is that a headboard to a bed? Is that an entertainment center, or is that a fireplace?
It's my living room. That's a fireplace.
As a fireplace. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That was bothering me this whole time. I'm like, what is that?
Okay. One of the other questions, Sock posed a question to the writers. Do you mold the story after the characters, or do you mold the characters around the story, or both?
Well, okay. Well, it's going to be a little bit of a cop-out answer. The answer is a bit of both, but it really depends on what we're trying to achieve in that episode. What's really great is that because we're starting off with brand new, unfamiliar characters, I mean, literally the sky's the limit. So it's cool to start things off and, maybe give them these big sweeping character arcs. Sometimes you see a quick arc in an individual episode. Sometimes you want to write the episode where the story drives the character. It has more influence upon the character, how they react to it, how you write the protagonist and an antagonist in a particular episode, whatever it may be, whatever the challenge may be. And other times you want to write it where the characters drive the tone of the episode, where they kind of create, the feeling, the mood, they drive the story. It's really easy to point to episodes like in the Orville. I mean, you can see like it was neat when you first thought you knew who certain characters were. I'm saying this without spoilers. Big main characters, you thought you had them figured out. Everything was very cut and dry. And then, 2.5 seasons in, or 1.5 in the Orville's case, bang, a big change happens, something major happens, and it takes you out of that comfort zone, and it really upends the entire show. And that's when it gets exciting. That's kind of the moments we live for, when Picard became Locutus, when, Isaac, we found out more about him. Those are the moments I think that you want to prime the audience for gently and then drop it on them. So yeah, be prepared. Anything's possible.
Okay. Well, listen, we're about out of time. I want to thank everyone for coming on. Jason, Magnus, Adia, Kelly, JP. I want to thank all of you guys for coming on.
Thanks for
And
having us.
I'm just checking because
Thank
this
you.
thing has a time limit thing. Jason,
Yep.
one of the other things that you do is for VT Heroes. Can you tell the audience where they can find you at and everything to show their support?
Yeah. Okay. So if you like classic stuff like Power Rangers, if you like Street Fighter, and if you like card games, I put it all into one thing. VT Heroes. It's a new game that's coming out. I'm actually working with some of the Power Rangers. They're really getting involved with it. You can go on Instagram and just look up VT Heroes. And this is great for cosplay because it is the true personification of body positive, because we have big, small, and all in between of sizes for our heroes. And a lot of people are digging it because they're like, yo, I feel seen. You can't get mocked for being a big guy in a spandex suit because it's supposed to be a big guy. You can't be, a girl who is super thin and like, oh, I don't have all this because they make fun of me. No, don't worry. We got VT purple, all that for you. Same thing for the ladies. We like them thick. We got them on the red right there, VT red. We got it all, baby. Even the guy, VT pink. Yes, the guy is VT pink and he's ripped. Like, there you go. Breaking all the norms. Come at me, bro.
All right. Well, thank you, Jason. Everyone else, you can find them on YouTube. Check out. We got more coming up. We got a Planetary Step page that we are working on for Facebook. That's in the works right now. and also tune in. I want to also thank and shout out to all the Orville fandoms, not just Egotastic Fun Time, but we got Egotastic Fun Time. Oh, that's the other thing too. Before I even mention about the other groups, one of the things, Mr. Brian, Mr. Civic, one of the other things that you do with myself, can you tell the audience what that is?
Oh, if there's one thing I like is equal in the amount of my love for writing. If there's one thing I love as much as the Orville, it's video games. So catch us on Pass the Controller. We're on everything. I don't know. What are we on? Smoke, Eric, what are we?
Facebook,
We're on everything.
Instagram.
Facebook,
We are.
YouTube.
Yeah.
We're
on MySpace and Snapchat and JDate and everything. It's awesome. Yeah, check us out. Pass the Controller. I'm Brian, civic-minded Lessick on there. I'll talk your ear off about video games.
And I'm known as the Smoke on there. And I want to, again, getting back to what I was about to say for the Orville, I want to thank everyone in the Orville community, fan communities especially, Egotastic Fun Time, Orville Nation, Orville 24/7, Orville Nation, Orville Family, and all the other Orville fandoms of Orville Experience, all of you guys out there for showing your love and support. If you like what you see, hit subscribe, hit like, tell your family, tell your friends. We come out with a new episode every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and there's more to come. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us. We got more stuff coming up. We got more live. If you like what you see, if you want to see more live content, not just pre-recorded, but live content and interacting with some of the cast members, production crew, we're trying to put some stuff together. We got a couple ideas we want to put together, and you never know. We might get a couple special guests, maybe from the show. Who knows? But tell us what you think. Give us your feedback. And again, make sure you check us out. And as I end every episode, make every step you take a planetary one. We will see you next week. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I always end up the show, but I want to make sure that hold on.
Nice shirt.
I'm gonna end